Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, terrific. So for our speaker tonight, we've got Andy Perryman after N0APX. After he speaks, we'll have our business meeting. But I really like this, getting the fun part out of the way and enjoying a speaker before we get started with all the business. So Andy, there you are. All I've got here on you, so you're a project manager of World Radio League. Tell us all about yourself, and the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you, all of you, for having me here. I really, really appreciate it. Just right off to make sure we're all good. Am I sounding okay on your guys' side?
Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good. All right, so yeah, I am the product manager for World Radio League. We are two companies, World Radio League and Ham Radio Prep, under the same umbrella. I'm also a Ham Radio Prep contributor. But tonight we're talking about World Radio League. So I am 22 years old. I live in southwestern Missouri, and I've worked here for Ham Radio Prep for about a year and a half now. So Ham Radio Prep and World Radio League. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we can get into what is what's up with World Radio League and you know what these there's a whole lot of modern tools on the market. And it's really a cool time to be alive and to be in ham radio. So let me see if my computer will let me share my screen here. We can get started. Okay, I think we can do it like this. Can you see that okay?
All good, Andy.
All right, thank you, Josh. So we are World Radio League. We're bringing amateur radio to the 21st century. I'm going to walk through this presentation, then I'm going to give you a live demonstration of how it works. So some of the things that makes us unique is our look and feel. We're not your typical 90s ham radio logging software. So we have integrated all sorts of things. You check your band conditions easily, check a band plan easily by just a couple of clicks in the top menu bar. We have these beautiful UI elements here. You can see this globe view on the home page. Most recent contacts, just a live stream of those coming in. Light and dark modes. It's very operating focused. Just those features are just front and center right in front of you. And you can quickly and easily check top stats for the day of operators all around you and all around the world. So you can log easily from anywhere. This is not just a computer program or a phone app. It's everything. We've got a web logger. So you set it up in your web browser and you just sign into your account and start logging. You can sync that account to your mobile app. And that mobile app is usable offline. So you can go out and do a POTA activation or a SOTA activation, or I don't know what all y'all do, but you can easily do that completely offline, come back online, sync your contacts to your cloud account. It all just syncs up and pops up there in your whole account there. And as of within just a few days from today, we are launching a desktop app so that you can have access to all those offline logging abilities on your desktop without using the web-based logger. If you're using a web-based logger, your internet goes down, no access unless you use your mobile app. But if you want to do more advanced logging, contesting, that type of thing, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to do that on the mobile app. Even though ours is very streamlined, it's still sometimes easier to have that bigger interface. So we will have that the beta version of our desktop app, offline capable desktop app, launched in just a few days from today. So we're really excited about that. You can customize your logging templates. This just gives a couple of examples of logging templates that you can use. You can switch those up so you can have whatever fields you want to use while you're logging. You can remove the RST sent and received if you're like doing a super fast contest or something. But But yeah, it all syncs through the cloud. So whenever you log a contact, if you're offline, as soon as you come back online, just syncs across all your devices. We also, if some people just like to just, add their own flair to their experience. And so we've provided an absolutely amazing, beautiful UI just right from the outset. But some people want to change that up a bit. So, we've got logging themes. You can go in here and set a template theme for your logging interface and use that. We've got these maps. You can see this map right here is one that I've customized the line color and the pin color, and we're bringing even more customizations to that very soon. But these maps, you can take them, you can share them out. They're very customizable. And you have shareable maps, shareable logging stats right here. This shows, I think this was taken, last August. This was some of my contacts from last August, and it just laid out in the stats view. So, tons of customization options and more coming all the time. So this is our shareable map view, the one on the slide previous. This is just like a map view a live map view that you can put up on a separate screen in your Shack if you want to, and it'll just populate as you're logging contacts. This map view is a shareable map view that includes some of those stats along the side, and we're adding a map key along the bottom here so that you can share this out, on social media. And have those pin colors and shapes keyed by band and mode, and so if you like sharing your maps, that type of thing, really cool feature here. And same with the logbook stats, like I mentioned, this will be very shareable, and you can, if you like getting out there sharing what you've accomplished, this is a cool way to do it. We've got this single contact view that you can share as a digital QSL card. You can download this, email it to somebody as like a digital QSL card. We are in the process of implementing a QSL card service. It will begin as a digital service, and we're going to advance that on into eventually probably even a physical QSL card service. So, but this is a really neat way. If you email this to somebody, you've not only got all the details, but you've also got the map visualization of the contact when you send that. And a lot of these screenshots are in light mode. We have dark mode too. If the colors aren't your jam, then you can switch that up. Cat control. We absolutely have cat control and some really cool integrations. So if you're spinning the dial, you work a contact, you type that into your logbook. Your radio is going to be feeding that frequency right into your logbook. When you log that contact, it's going to log it right where your radio was. If you've got cat control connected. Also, if you're scrolling through our spotting page or our spotting tab and you see a station you want to work, you double click the spot and it copies it to your logbook, sets your radio to that frequency, you work the station, log it, boom. We integrate with QRZ and LOTW. You can export your contacts to QRZ. You can import contacts from both QRZ and LOTW. And we just added the ability to import confirmations from QRZ and LOTW, so you can have not only confirmations from within our platform, but also those external confirmations from those other services imported into our platform as well, if you like. We integrate with N1MM, N3FJP, WSJTX, JTDX, all these. You can just stream contacts straight from those loggers to your World Radio League logbook if that's what you want to do. You have absolute full control over all your logs at all times, completely. You can edit these with QSO Manager. It's a really cool engine we've built where you can filter, sort all your contacts, by whatever filters and sorting mechanism you want, and edit those in bulk, one at a time, however you want to do that. We've got I don't know how many of y'all do Parks on the Air, Summits on the Air. Very many of y'all do that. Got a few of you. Okay. Yeah, so we have an entire tool suite built in here for Parks on the Air, Summits on the Air, WWFF, even Islands on the Air if any of y'all participate. Around me, there aren't very many islands here in Missouri, so I don't get a chance to participate very often. But but we do integrate islands on the air as well. So you can go in there and play with that activities tool suite, and you'll find it really really intuitive and really fun to to do POTA activations. You can find all the parks in your area on a map. You can have a list view pop up with all the parks listed by how close they are to you, and you can start an activation and log an entire activation all straight within World Radio League. You can even auto spot from your phone or your computer straight to the POTA spotting page without ever leaving the app. It'll send a spot over there, so that hunters who are, whether they're using World Radio League or not, can hunt you and get you in the log. We have multiple spotting tools. We integrate with, I believe, 7 different spotting networks: the POTA, SOTA, and WWFF clusters, 3 DX clusters, and our own internal cluster are all integrated into World Radio League. And I don't know how many times I've done it. Just sat here for 10, 15 minutes, scrolling the spotting page, see a station I want to work, double click, sets my radio to that frequency, make the contact, log it, boom, on to the next one. Just super fast, super fun, just to watch those spots come in and pick the ones I want to work and go through it in such an easy and streamlined manner. So we also have the pop out view for the map and the spotting tab. So if you want to put those in a separate window or separate screen, you can use the pop out button and stick those on another monitor. All kinds of analytics. This was taken some time ago. I had a lot of states worked. All the states worked, but not very many of them confirmed. You can see now, I don't know if you can see very well the picture of me, but on the wall behind me, every one of the 50 states is now confirmed in my logbook. So it's really cool dashboard. You got the 50 states dashboard, the DX dashboard, and you can earn all kinds of really cool awards. And we also have this really really neat thing called logging streaks. So you can either keep up your weekly streak or your daily streak or both. So the daily streak every day, just log a contact every day and see how far you can get. My last attempt was I got up to 83 days, and that ended on Saturday, I believe. This past Saturday, I was not able to log a contact the next day and lost my 83-day streak. But it's just really fun to get in there and see how many days in a row you can log contacts. And if you're not up to keeping up with a daily streak, the weekly streak is really easy to keep up with. Just at least one contact per week, and see how far you can go with it. And we put it in this really cool activity map here. We have a live contesting platform. This is absolutely changing the game as far as contesting goes. We have it set up. We put all the contests out several weeks in advance. People can enroll in those contests for free and just start logging. And when the contest gets started, start logging contacts, and everybody's pops up on a leaderboard. And you've got all these hundreds of participants in a contest. I think Winter Field Day we had over 1,000 participants all at one time logging in Winter Field Day, competing for that top spot on the Winter Field Day leaderboard on World Radio League. And this is only going to be growing and expanding, and we're going to be partnering with more and more people. And it's just really cool to see how well people love this feature. In World Radio League live contesting, and it's so easy for your club, to use it all together, because you just create a club account and then all of you can sign in and start logging into that same account from multiple devices, and it just all syncs up together all at the same time. So let me go ahead and share. Can you see that screen? I think you can see that.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, awesome. So this is the live site right now. You can see here are the most recent contacts. They're streaming in live. There's AA300 just worked N4T, and you can see here. Here's my weekly streak. I got 24 weeks in a row. Like I said, I just lost my streak. It was quite frustrating. But uh, so yeah, light mode, dark mode. But yeah, so let me just walk you through the process of getting on the air with a POTA activation. Start POTA activation. Find my park. There's the one near me that I'll probably go to. Set up. You can set a frequency ahead of time if you know where you're going to be. Otherwise, you can just you don't have to set that. Start logging, and then here you go. You can auto spot right here. That sends a spot straight to the POTA website. It's really easy. Get on the air. I can work Josh AA4WX and get him the log. Boom, just like that. And I don't have to click this button. I can hit the enter key. If you're on a mobile app, there's a really easy button to hit there. So that's a POTA logbook. The regular logbooks just as easy. You can I like to set them up like one for every month. So I might as well go ahead and set up my March logbook. We're getting really close. Go ahead and set that up there. I want this one to be sourced from my home ham shack. So you can set different locations if you're going to be operating from somewhere else. Create that logbook there, and there we go. Now I'm ready to start logging. You can set if you want your radio, your antenna, that equipment tied to that to those logs. You can set that here, and so you can record what radio and what antenna you were using when you made those contacts. And if you want to change the template, we have a whole bunch of templates here, or you can make your own template, build your own logging template here with your own color theme, custom color theme, whatever fields you want to use while you're logging. I can remove RSC sent and received if I want it to be a little more streamlined. And I could save that template as a new streamlined template and use it that way. But it's really cool how many options you have. I can go in here, click our all fields template. This just gives you everything all in one package, so. Some other cool things that we've added really recently is, trying to get more people engaged and involved. If I go over here to Josh's profile, I can now follow his profile right there, and we're going to tie that into a new call sign alerts. So if there's somebody that that you want to work when they're on the air, you can you can follow them, get a notification. It'll be optional. You can turn it on or off, but you get a notification when they're on the air, and you can go work them. But yeah, there's so much stuff to cover here. I'm hitting some highlights. I feel like it's very difficult to cover everything in one sitting, but I'm hitting some highlights. We've got a QSO map here. This covers all of your contacts over the past however long amount of time you want. You can filter this just like you can QSO Manager by logbook, by mode, band, country, duplicate contacts, confirmed contacts. Set a number limit here and a date filter right here on that. This is shareable, just like our other maps. So, but yeah, we've got leaderboards. These are weekly leaderboards. We've got a lot of people that like to compete for top spot on the weekly leaderboards, and we've even got, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I go down here to Tennessee, and I go to all time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Terry, some of y'all may know him, Terry with the Tango, I think is going to be on the top of that leaderboard, but I think Josh isn't too far behind, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's Josh right there, number 5. Brad K4AZE actually works for us. He's one of our product managers. So, and yeah, absolutely. There's Terry right there. So all kinds of cool stuff, you can see here. So I'm just gonna open the floor for questions. If anybody has any questions, if that's all right with you guys. If anybody has any questions, throw them at me.
Oh, yeah. Does it integrate into QRZ is the question.
Yeah, absolutely. We can you can bidirectionally integrate with QRZ. So, You can set your contacts to automatically upload to QRZ, or you can manually upload them, every once in a while. And you can download your contacts from QRZ into your World Radio League logbook very easily.
What's the cost for your subscriptions?
So all our basic logging features completely free. Some of those integrations, some of the really data intensive stuff, costs. We've got 3 pricing levels. Let me pull those up for you so you can see those. And there we go. So we just updated this pricing table, and your free plan gets unlimited logging, 20,000 imported contacts, some samples of the logbook analytics dashboards, QRZ integration that's QRZ call sign lookup and QRZ import, LOTW import, and access to our community. So that is the free level. Basic is $36 a year, so that's $3 a month, and you've got, of course, everything in free plus an extra 30,000 imported, so 50,000 imported contacts total. You get some of those logbooks and analytics dashboards, QRZ import and export, and LOTW import, and we're working on LOTW export. That will be included in that as well. Some awards, some icon awards, and some store discounts for some of our merch and stuff. We have the premium level, which is $5 a month, $60 annually. That bumps your import limit up to 300,000 contacts imported, and you get confirmation imports with that premium subscription, and some printable PDF awards there, as well as some larger store discounts. And then on VIP, which is $9 a month or $108 annually, you get unlimited imports and everything else we've mentioned, some VIP community access and some larger discounts, a World Radio League VIP pin, and some other cool stuff there. And we also have a lifetime VIP option. This is just everything in VIP plus like a couple of small perks, but it's just a lifetime version of the VIP. Now, we've wanted to be very clear from the beginning. This is absolutely usable as a free platform. 100% it's going to stay that way. It's always going to be have a free, all your basic logging is always going to be free. We just have some premium options that we're working on, and most of those are just data intensive stuff that we have to pay for. So we have to make something in order to keep that afloat. So
Another question: if, say, for instance, you use like a special lead log for contesting, like 10 meter sideband phone contest in 3FJP, how can you import this into your main log?
Yeah, so if you're using N1MM or N3FJP, you can actually stream those directly into your logbook as you're logging. We've got that integration app where you can put in the UDP port and it will pull those straight across. But if you're if you want to just log it and import it later, you can export an ADIF from that other logger and import it straight into World Radio League. What you'll want to do is you'll want to enroll in the contest before it ends, and then you can import that ADIF into that contest log, so that you'll appear on the leaderboard.
Okay, and also too, can we set it up like our club account and then have you just operate through the month or whatever to find out the monthly totals of the individuals with the club, but that goes into your main log and also into the club log as well, where you can see the I can't remember what you referred to that as, streams, I guess.
Yeah. So the way, so are you talking about each of the club members operating using their own call sign or operating using the club call sign?
No, using their own, and just
Using
be
their
a
own.
competitive thing within, a
Oh,
month.
okay.
Find
I see
out.
what you're saying. This actually speaks to something that we've got on the agenda to implement in the next couple months, which is like kind of contesting leagues of sorts, which, clubs can set up their own group of people who want to compete exactly like you said throughout a given month and see who can make the most contacts. And, you'll all be able to join that league and all, compete against each other. And that's coming very soon. And we're really excited about that one.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would,
absolutely.
spark people in the club to get active on the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions from y'all?
Doesn't sound like there's any other questions. Andy, thank you so much for a great presentation.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you all so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And we have all kinds of videos online. We do a live show every Monday. If you have any other questions, always feel free. We've got a Discord channel. You can contact us in multiple ways. My email is andy@worldradioleague.com. Andy, ANDY at worldradioleague.com. If you have any follow-up questions, anything at all, feel free to reach out, send me an email, reach out on one of our other channels, and we'll be happy to help you.
Sounds good. And that website is, just spell it all out, World Radio League.
Yeah, worldradioleague.com. WORLDRADIOLEAGUE.com.
Got it. Okay, yeah, we just put that on our Zoom chat here so everybody has access to it.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
y'all once again, and hope you have a great rest of your meeting, and make sure Josh stays out of trouble.
No promises. No promises at all. Andy, thank you so much again for taking your time.
Thank you. 7-3, everybody. Have a great evening.
73. All right. I propose we take a 15-minute break before we get down to business. That sound good to everybody? All right. Let's meet back here at 7:45.